How about those birds? Normally, a victory lap would be, we take this W, we shove it right down them throats, but we're not going to do that this time. This year is going to be a little different. This one's going to be a little more humble, because one, I'm going to give it to the Washington Redskins. They did put up a good fight. First half, they were very dominant. Case Keenum, he had vengeance on his mind, but that wasn't enough. But he looked like a starter material quarterback, and a lot of us did talk shit. But a lot of us, me, PR52, several people have told everyone, don't underestimate him just yet. It doesn't matter how good of a quarterback you are, no matter how bad you are. They could, it doesn't matter how good nor bad you are. We have lost to terrible quarterbacks before. So, and I'd say, Case Keenum ain't really, he didn't look so bad. He put up almost about 400 yards. 400 yards. And if our defense was any worse, we probably would have, the game probably would have been a lot more tougher than it is. I'm going to say this game was mostly on our defense. Because the defense did not look good at all. They did not look so good. But a lot, when the Eagles were down like 17-0, Eagles was getting so much shit, on Twitter. Eagles fans and everybody, I was getting trolls in my live stream. People was talking shit, I just sat down. I was like, okay, I'm not worried. It's only, it's 4 quarters, It's only the beginning of the season. It was expected. Eagles was going to look terrible, probably like first couple quarters or maybe first couple quarters of the season, it's expected, it's expected. But watch, they will fire back. I had no worries, no concern in my blood whatsoever. And look what happens. Starting the second half, the Eagles started firing back. I think it was like the second quarter. They scored that one deep pass to Carson Wentz was to Deshaun Jackson. And remember that one video that I made, when I made Carson Wentz, fan made, of course, deep pass to Deshaun Jackson. And people were calling me delusional. People were saying that wasn't going to happen. Carson Wentz ain't got no arm. ACL and all of that, was going to happen. Well, look what happened. It seems like he didn't lose touch if you ask me. He threw to Deshaun Jackson for a deep pass not once, but twice. But I told y'all, it's going to happen. And I didn't think it was going to happen that sooner, but it happened. Deshaun Jackson with eight catches for over 150 yards. 154 yards. That's what it was. 154 yards. I would have to give the game ball to Deshaun Jackson in this game, though. Running game wise, everybody looked good. Darren Sproles looked good. Miles Sanders could have had his first ever touchdown in his career as far as the NFL goes. But it was, I think it was J.J. Arcega-Whiteside that did the holding. But we can't be doing stuff like that, man. Jordan Howard looked good. He was fighting for more yards, he had a pretty good season. I like what I really saw. I really did not like what I saw in the first half. At least not until that one touchdown from Carson Wentz to Deshaun Jackson. Carson Wentz looked really good too. He looked really good. I think he had about 20 passes and 30, what was it? No, 28. He was 28 for 39 for 313 yards and 3 touchdowns with a QB rating of 130 of a rating. That was very impressive for a especially when we were struggling in the first half. That was very impressive. But Case Keenum, he didn't look like the Case Keenum we all knew that struggles, that gets all that pressure and all of that. But I got to give it to Case Keenum too. He had a solid He had a solid he played a solid game, but when the second quarter came, I don't know what was said, in the locker room, but it worked, bruh. It worked. Team was very dominant. We were getting dominated in the first half, but the second half, we dominated them. We let them know it's our turf. We were down 17-0, and they blew that. But something told me it's not going to end like this. It's not going to go down like that. They will fire back. And look what happened. That's exactly what happened. We came right back. We dominated them. We came back and we took the dub. So shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to their offense. Their offense really did their thing. The defensive line did good too, but the secondary, I would say I was pretty disappointed in the second half. We gave away too many first downs, way too many yards to a QB like Case Keenum. I just feels like a lot of teams nowadays will have like a dominating game when they go against us because we're giving them way too much space to catch the ball. Too many players getting wide open. Too many of that going on. That's got to stop, bro. That's got to stop. Like, for real. That's got to stop. But Zach Ertz looked really good. Dallas Goedert, didn't really use him all like that. But Carson Wentz looked really good. Darren Sproles, Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders. Jordan Howard, I mean, I know it was said he doesn't really catch the ball. I mean, he's not really that good in catching the ball like that. But so I don't understand why we were using him like that. I mean, I understand maybe, maybe you want to give him a chance, or maybe something like that would turn out to be a rumor. I really don't know. But they used him, like as if he really had hands when he was known to not at all. Maybe it was something they all worked on. I really don't know. But nevertheless, they all look good. I mean, none of our running backs really hit 50 yards this game, but we racked up the necessary amount of yards to get the first down, and that's all that really matters. I just don't really think, at this point, I don't even care whether or not, it looks like the Cowboys scored. So the game is tied now, 7-7. But all I gotta say is, man, as long as we at least put up enough yards to win the game, kill the clock and all of that, I guess that's all that matters. But this ain't no crazy victory lap, no crazy trash talking, none of that. The Redskins were pretty good in the first half, but we did what we had to. We did what needed to be done as far as being very dominant in the second half. We got the W and everything. But I'm going to tell you this right now. This time we're going on the road. We're going against the Falcons. And just as I did not really, I mean, yeah, I talk my shit, in the hate week and everything, but I knew deep down inside, don't take it for granted and none of that, especially because they're division rival games. Now, this game we're going to the Falcons. We're going to Atlanta, and enough mistakes that we made, we cannot be doing that this game against the Falcons because I feel like it's going to be a tougher game, even though they did get blown out by the Minnesota Vikings. They did get blown out by them, but maybe because of their season opener, they could look like a completely different team. Who knows? And being as though the Eagles do struggle in Atlanta, just as they struggle in Philly. But we have a great shot at beating Atlanta. I mean, even though Atlanta is one of the teams I have, us losing, but I feel like we still have a great shot in beating them. So what I'm going to say is, we really need to show up in Atlanta. I want a 2-0. The Redskins, it was expected for us to beat them. So I'm not, it's not, anything crazy excited to get about. It ain't none of that at all. It was expected, but I didn't think the Redskins was going to be this close. But at the same time, I'm going to say this. I didn't think they was going to be very dominating in the first half. So I have to give them that. But we can't be doing that at all. And, yeah, if it was any other better team we went against, we probably would not have been able to make that comeback as we did. I mean, even though we do have a great team on paper, I mean, Carson Wentz, two passes to Deshaun Jackson and one to Alshon Jeffrey. I mean, This offense is very dominant. And it's crazy because I did say if it ain't Alshon Jeffrey, it's Deshaun Jackson and vice versa. Or Zach Ertz or Dallas Goedert or Jordan Howard. Like this team is loaded. This team is loaded. I've seen enough, couple 3-and-outs, very sloppy fourth down conversions. I've seen plenty of that. It's like I said before, it was expected in the beginning of the season. But I'm expecting this team to be 10 times more, dominant later on. I don't want to see no 3-and-outs, no struggle, none of that. I don't want to see no sloppy plays, no fourth down conversions. I don't want to see any of that, because this offense is loaded with talent. And people said that Deshaun Jackson was washed. I knew not to take that nonsense serious because, Deshaun Jackson, come on, it's like I keep telling y'all, he looks great with several different wide receivers. He's played with Donovan McNabb. He's played with Michael Vick. He's played with Kirk Cousins, RG3, Colt McCoy, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Jameis Winston. I would say the worst quarterback he's played with was Colt McCoy. But other than that, he's been really, he's looked really good. He's never lost a step. But it's like I say, I don't take people's words serious because they're biased fans, or casual fans. They don't really watch football. They haven't really been paying attention to what Deshaun Jackson does on field. And it's like when the guy, it's like a lot of his touchdowns were from deep passes, which makes him one of the best deep threat wide receivers in the NFL. But a lot of people don't really look at that. And I try telling people that, but people don't really listen. But that's pretty much it, though. It was a great win by the Eagles, but we had no business giving up that many points in the first half. And that's being very realistic. But again, it was a great W. We played 4 quarters. We won the game. That's all that matters. But this is not something this is not something we should be doing, moving on into the season. I understand, it was a little slump because it's the beginning of the season, but I'm expecting a lot better later on in the season. So other than that, I really don't have anything else to say. The Eagles were very good in the second half. I like what I saw, but like I said before, first half, we can't be doing that. We looked sloppy, and I said this in my last live stream. We cannot be letting teams like the Redskins to come, to make them feel like they're very competitive, when in reality it's on us. And that's exactly what happened in the first half. But other than that, but I'm going to give props to the Redskins defense. I could say they looked pretty good, or maybe it's our slump. I really don't know. But other than that, but in the end, they put up 27 points. I'm going to say 20 really because they only scored in that very final drive, when it was like second with a 2-minute warning or so forth. Other than that, I really don't. Oh wow, that was a good run by Saquon Barkley. Got the first down. So total yards, Giants are 119, Cowboys 114. Wow. I would want to watch this game to the very end, but I actually got to work in a couple hours, so I'm going to take me a little nap and work on my trucking before I officially get started with my shift. But anyway, that's all I got to say. That about ends my week 1 recap. Not really much to be said. All I got to say is, this is why y'all should stop sleeping on Deshaun Jackson. I told y'all the guy has not lost a step. And also, I told y'all, don't never underestimate a team, no matter how bad they are. More likely referring to the NFC East. The Redskins, to us, they're really not good. But their division rival team. And like I said before, they have beaten us without Jordan Reed, you know, and I mentioned Vernon Davis, you know. A couple people was like, Vernon Davis, you know. But look what happened. He hurt us over Ronald Darby. And, of course, I'm going to get a lot of shit. But yeah. He hurt us over Ronald Darby and gets that 48-yard touchdown. Doesn't matter if it was only one touchdown or how many yards or whatever. That's the guy right there we got to deal with for as long as Jordan Reed is out. So, I mean, of course, they're going to continue bringing that one little moment up and say, hi, you let a 35-year-old tight end jump over you. Look, I don't give a damn what they say because Darren Sproles is like 35 or 36, and he still does his thing. He still racks up hella yards. So, anyway, do I have anything else I have to say? I mean, other than the fact we got the W, you know. Oh, what's his name? McLaurin? Let me click his name. He looked really good. I'm not going to lie. He looked really good. Terry McLaurin, that's his name. Terry McLaurin and this Josh Richardson, whatever his name is. But Terry McLaurin of the Washington Redskins, their wide receiver, had over 100 yards. I think it was like 120. I'm going to say around 125. 125 yards. This guy was torturing our secondary. Him and this Richardson. It was like Josh Richardson or John Richardson, something like that, whatever his name is. Bruh, like, we can't. Oh, my God. I heard this Richardson dude has been in the NFL for about 5 or 6 years now. Honestly, I never really heard of the guy, but it's like we made these wide receivers look elite. They have been torching our secondaries, and I keep telling y'all time and time again, Jim Schwartz is the problem with this defense. It's not necessarily our secondary, or I'm going to say it will be for as long as Jim Schwartz is here. He needs to step his game up, man. He's leaving too. He's the way he's coaching his team. These players are too wide open. You know, we're getting beat on double moves and all types of that nonsense. It's like almost every single team we went against knows our weakness, and it's like hardly anything is being done about it. We need to fix this shit right now, man. Right now. We need to fix that. Because later on in the season, if we don't do anything about it, that's going to bite us in the ass. That's really going to bite us in the ass. So, that's pretty much it, man. We had no business, you know, giving up all these yards. This game should not have been this close. Still getting beaten by double moves, all that type of stuff. That's got to stop, man. For real. We're not going to win. We're not going to get any far if this continues on. It's only the Redskins. We got the W, or their division rival team. We're 1-0 in the division. We're 1-0 in the regular season. You know, we got it. I'm good about that. But these mistakes that I've been seeing, we need to do better. A lot better. I understand it's early on in the season, but I'm just saying, like, I don't want to see this later on in the season. Anyway, that's all I got to say. It's your man, Desi. Checking on out of here. It is always Fly Eagles Fly. And if you watch my stream, I was one of the very few that stood by and I just said, I took my pizza out of the box. I was eating it. I was drinking my beer. I kept it calm because I knew we got this. Did I expect dominance from the Redskins? No. But still, I knew we still had it. Because it's not how you start, it's how you finish. All right, y'all, that's all I got to say. It's your man, Desi, checking on out here once again, and it's Fly Eagles Fly. I'm out. Peace.